Today we will do idea incubation. Now coming to idea incubation, it basically accelerates your way to success and idea. Incubation is a process that brings idea into reality. An entrepreneur has got many ideas, novel ideas. So to bring that in reality, this idea incubation is the way to success. A concept which is the product of a gap and a marketable solution. Idea incubation may involve a simple problem and an innovative solution, or a complex problem requiring creative effort by several individuals. Incubators are more traditional, usually funded by government, hosted by educational institution and offer long-term supports. They incubate all kind of startups. It can be engineering, it can be scientific, it can be technological, it can be social entrepreneurial project, and so on. So business incubation is a support process that nurtures individuals in the pre-business startup stage. It supports the successful development of a startup and aids in accelerating the development of the entrepreneurial and small businesses. Now, coming to the steps involved in idea incubation process, the different stages are to collect data. That is, you have got the idea, you try to learn more about the ideas, you try to collect data, you learn everything there is to know about the idea or the problems that can rise there. Then you work with that information. You think long and then you work with it. Sometimes you drop the subject because that will help you to give birth to an idea. So by doing all these things, you get a clear picture about what is your idea, what you are thinking about. And then for shaping that idea, you share the idea with some of the knowledgeable people so that you can have a better thinking. So when an entrepreneur starts, he or she has no idea of what a startup is. If, of course, he is a first generation entrepreneur, is all about. It is the incubators that helps in understanding the business side of the startup. It helps to achieve the same success with the support received. Now, if we say why to incubate, because many times one may have excellent business ideas and even he may start working on it and create a prototype, but then run into some problem and then just give up on it altogether. Or sometimes one may lose interest also. So he does not continue with the project. But then probably say a few years down the line, he may come across a successful business that was just what he had thought about. And then he starts thinking that how I wish that I had continued with the idea a little longer. It would have been better. Well, that is what an incubation center does. It helps an entrepreneur, helps to focus on your idea and helps into a successful startup. If they see that your idea has a potential, then they will offer you workplace, technical support, funds, initial funds, of course, etc. They will also connect you with the mentors and also help in raising funds by connecting you with the private investors, angel investors, etc. And once you find space in their program, then of course an entrepreneur can start focusing on fine tuning and developing his idea. So, and if he fumbles along the way, then it is assured that he will find lots of helping hand. They will also offer help with things like business model, marketing, IP issues, etc. In return for all the supports and mentoring that they are offering, they will claim an equity stake in your business. The single core benefit is that it helps to narrow down one's idea. It helps to understand and pinpoint the problem areas very well from both business as well as from technology point of view. It also helps to understand where and why things could go wrong, what will or won't work, etc. It also encourages to look beyond what you have been doing, which makes your chance of success much higher. Now, coming to competitive advantage. Now, what is competitive advantage in business? It is an attribute that allows an organization to outperform its competitors. Competitive advantage refers to factors that allows a company to produce services or goods better or more cheaper than its rivals. These factors allow the productive entity to generate more sales or superior margin compared to its market rivals. Now, coming to why competitive advantage is important. Its importance. A competitive advantage distinguishes a company from its competitors. It contributes to higher price, more customer, and brand loyalty. Establishing such an advantage is one of the most important goals of any company. The basic type of competitive advantage is there are company can actually use the cost, the product, the service differentiation, and the niche strategies. The factors that influence competitive advantages are it can be internal factor like human resources, research collaboration, product differentiation, financial ability, etc. Whereas the external factors are the economical, political, social, cultural, technical, etc. A competitive factor is a feature or benefit considered key or essential to the promotion of a product or services to its intended market. Because it is perceived as valuable by the customer, it is the value element used to attract buyers. The 6 factors of competitive advantage are the price, location, quality, selection, speed, turnaround, and service. Now coming to the strategies to define the competitive advantage. Cost leadership strategy. That is, companies may place themselves ahead of the pack by offering attractive pricing. Differentiation strategy. It is an approach businesses develop by providing customers with something unique, different, and distinct from their competitors. The main objective of implementing a differentiation strategy is to increase competitive advantage. Innovative strategy. An innovation strategy is a plan used by company to encourage advancement in technology or services, usually by investing money in research and development activities. It is essential for companies that want to gain competitive advantage. Coming to operational effectiveness strategy. This includes is not limited to efficiency, but it refers to any number of practices that allows a company to better utilize its input, like reducing the defects in product or developing better product faster. Technology-based competitive advantage rely on an organization system that uses a strong culture to bond human assets, senior leadership, and resources together in ways that cultivate and promote core competencies and capabilities. Coming to adaptability competitive advantage, the ability to read and act on signal of changes. It focuses on the firm's ability to detect and act on weak signals, to experiment rapidly and frequently in different arenas with new products. And lastly, the information advantage is the competitive superiority that comes from using the information to its full potential. It is the outcome when a business successfully transforms the way it manages and leverages the information. Now, ways to gain competitive advantage. First, create a corporate culture that attracts the best talent. Finding the best people is not just important for productivity and cost reduction. It is also important because happy workers means that your customers have better experience. Customers know the difference between buying from a company where workers are not happy. They know that when workers are supported by the organization, the quality of the product is taken care, it is better, and the products have fewer issues. Customers want to buy from companies that take care of their people because that means they also take care of their customers. Second, define niche that are underserviced. That is, when looking to gain a competitive advantage, it is easy to go after known target area where customers are easy to find. However, looking for the niche where customers are underserviced can provide a better market advantage. There are often few competitors. Plus, one can tap a market and establish brand recognition early. Coming to understand the DNA footprint of your ideal customer. Just because someone is willing to buy from your organization doesn't make them the best customer. Targeting the right customer, being aware of their buying processes, who is involved in decision making, what information is needed, and what time, and so forth can help the sales team win businesses and retain lifelong customers. When customers feel that you understand them, truly are in tune with their needs, serve them exactly what they need at the time, very much when they are in need, they will place you far above the competition. Clarify your strength. A business has core strengths and competencies, and these are processes or technologies or knowledge, expertise, experiences. Whatever they are, these offers value to your customers and are what customers want to buy from you. Consider how you can use these strengths in innovative and creative way to gain new business, tap new markets. Additionally, how one can use the core competencies to create value for the customers. Establish your unique value proposition. Many companies often use value proposition like pricing, services, quality, brand recognition, etc. to create a competitive advantage, but still continue to ask so what question until one has a much more unique, special, and competitive statement than that of others in the market. For example, if everyone in the market is talking about the quality of customer service, then ask yourself, so what about your customer service? In other words, what makes your service and support better? How is it more valuable? How does it offer that your competition does not? So, and keep on asking. Don't stop until you can come with a single statement or come with an answer. For example, your customer service provides guarantee on-site care within 2 hours. Next is reward behavior that support corporate mission and values. Rewarding behavior has many benefits. When you reward top performers in the organization or acknowledge customers who have been your best buyers. First and foremost, rewards like travel incentives, providing opportunities to combine leisure with businesses and build relationship outside the office environment. Basically, 90% of the top performing companies use rewards. Now we come to market segmentation. Market basically is a place which allows the purchaser and the seller to invent and gather informations and let them carry out exchange of various products and services. So market segmentation is the process of analyzing the appropriate consumer to which a product should be targeted. It is the process of dividing a market of potential customers into groups or segments based on different characteristics. The segments created are composed of consumers who will respond similarly to marketing strategy and who share traits such as similar interests, needs, or location. For example, Titan watch arrives in three broad segments: the rich, for the middle, and for the lowers. Coming to the importance of market segmentation, it allows a business to precisely reach a customer with specific needs and wants. And in the long run, this benefits the company because they are able to use their corporate resources more effectively and make better strategic marketing decisions. Now, one may ask why market segmentation is needed. The segmentation helps marketers to be more efficient in terms of time, money, and other resources. Market segmentation allows companies to learn about their customers. They gain a better understanding of the customer needs and wants and therefore can tailor campaign to customer segments most likely to purchase products. Now coming to the main advantages of segmentation. First one, focus of the company. Segmentation is an effective method to create the focus of a firm on market segment. The importance is that it allows a business to precisely reach a consumer with specific needs and wants. In the long run, this benefits the company because they are able to use their corporate resources more effectively and are able to make better strategic marketing decisions, increase in competitiveness, and superior financial performance. Firms should identify segments of industry demand, target specific segments of demand, develop specific marketing mix for each targeted market segment. Market expansion. Exploration into market segmentation is simply finding new ways to grow as a company. Customer retention. The use of segments makes it easy to group people together, whether they have been long-time customer or whether they are newcomer. Segmentation helps to create a personalized approach that makes customers feel like that you understand them. This in turn makes them feel valued. That is, you know them well enough. Fifth one, have better communication. In this process of dividing a large audience into smaller group of people or segments who have similar needs, values, or characteristics, segmentation recognizes that different groups will respond differently to social and behavioral change communication, messages, and intervention. Increases profitability. Market segmentation is the best way to penetrate any market as it makes the best use of resources, manpower, vehicles, marketing budget, meeting with clients, monitoring and reporting, etc., etc. It also decreases one's effort, resources, time, area coverage, and so on. It's very important while making any sales or marketing plan. Coming to the type of market segmentation. Demographic segmentation. Segmentation of consumer is based on variables like race, religion, language, age, community, stages in the family cycle, gender, marital status, occupation, economic position, family size, social status, etc. Age can be further divided into infant market, child market, teen market, youth market, middle-aged market, elderly market, etc. On the basis of gender, it can be classified into male market and female market. In case of social class, it can be upper class, middle class, lower class. This approach is particularly useful to sell products that are subject to differences in religious, culture, climate, or population. Characteristics often used in demographic segmentation includes age, gender, race, martial status, income, occupation, education. Demographic segmentation is one of the simplest and the most common used form of segmentation because the products and services we buy, how we use those products, and how much we are willing to spend on them is most often based on the demographic factor. Coming to geographic segmentation, creates different target customer groups based on their geographical boundaries. Segmentation of consumer based on factors like climatic zone, continent, country, region, state, district, urban area, rural area constitutes the geographic segmentation. Marketers who operate globally segment their market by continent, country, region in the first instance and then go for segmentation on the other basis. National markets within a country often segment the market by region, state, district, urban area, and rural area in the first instance, and then go for segmentation on the other basis. Because potential customers have needs, preferences, and interests that differ according to their geographies, understanding the climate and geographic region of customer groups can help determine where to sell and advertise and where to expand the businesses. Firmographic segmentation is similar to demographic segmentation. The difference is that demographic looks at individual while firmographic looks at organization. Takes into consideration like the size of the company, number of employees, and illustrates on how addressing a small business differs from addressing an enterprise corporation. Psychographic segmentation. It takes into account the psychological aspect of a consumer behavior by dividing markets according to lifestyle, personality trait, opinion, values, etc. Psychographic segmentation groups consumers according to their lifestyle and buying psychology. Many businesses offer products based on the attitude, belief, and emotion of their target market. The desire for status, enhanced appearance, and more money are examples of psychographic variables. They are the factor that influence customers' purchasing decision. In psychographic segmentation, elements like lifestyle, attitude, self-concept, and value system form the base. Large markets like the fitness market uses psychographic segmentation where they sort their customers into categories of people who care about their healthy living and exercise. Behavioral segmentation. This divides the market by behavior and decision-making pattern like purchase, consumption, usage, etc. For example, young buyers may like to buy body washes, while older or aged consumer may go for soap baths. So segmentation analysis helps a company to understand its customers. How good segmentation analysis is done? One, by measuring, that is measurable. Measurable means that your segmentation variables are directly related to purchasing a product. You should be able to calculate or estimate how much your segment spends on your product. For example, one of your segments may be a coupon maven. That is who is more likely to shop during a promotion or sale. Coming to accessibility, understanding your customer and being able to reach them are different things. Your segment's characteristics and behavior should help to identify the best way to meet them, means to interact with them. For example, there you find a key segment is resistance to technology and rely on newspaper or radio ads to hear about your store promotion, while another segment is best reached on mobile app. For example, a male retiree is likely to use a mobile app or read an email, but he will respond to printed ads, while youngster could be reached on mobile app. Substantial. The market must have the ability to purchase. For example, if you are a high-end retailer, your store visitors may want to purchase your goods, but realistically cannot afford them. So make sure an identified segment is not just interested in your product, but can be expected to purchase from you. In this instance, your market might include environmental enthusiasts who are willing to pay a premium for eco-friendly products, leisurely retirees who can afford your goods, and successful entrepreneurs who want to show off their wealth. Actionable. The market segment must produce the differential response when exposed to the market offering. This means that each of the segments must be different and unique from each other. Say, for example, Your segment reveals people who love their pet and another segment of people who care about the environment but have the same purchasing habits. In this case, instead of having two separate segments, you should have one group combining these two different groups or two different segments into a single segment. So, market segmentation is not an exact science. As one goes through the process, one realizes that segmenting is based on behavior. Now, coming to the advantage of segmentation. Various advantages of market segmentations are: it helps distinguish one customer group from another within a given market, facilitates proper choice of target market, facilitates effective tapping of the market, helps divide the market and conquer them, helps crystallize the need of the target buyers, helps spot the less satisfied segments and succeed by satisfying that segment, makes the marketing effort more efficient and economic, brings benefits not only to the marketers but also to the customers. So these are the advantages of market segmentation. Thank you.